Hey guys, I'm in Denver, Colorado today, and I thought, even though we're not in the office, I'm going to give you sort of a tutorial in logo design. And a lot of the questions that you guys ask me is how do you actually come up with design ideas for logos. This video is brought to you by FreshBooks. So we're in Denver and I am here today and I'm going to show you how to create a logo design idea. So this is just the very basics of design ideas, but this is the thing that people ask me most. How do you actually come up with a logo design idea? Like, where do you get your ideas from? That seems to be the hardest sort of thing that people have when it comes to designing a logo for a company. So in front of me here, I've got a piece of paper or my sketchbook where I do all my bad work. Now, the secret tip of actually coming up with a good idea is getting rid of all the bad ideas you have. Now, I'm going to say that I'm working on a logo design for Denver, Colorado, and just have it as a tourist logo design. Logo could be anything. So I'm going to focus on the specific letter D, and we're going to come up with something to do with that letter, to do with, like, you know, the Rocky Mountains and stuff. It's very snowy outside, so we're going to come up with something with that. So I'm going to go ahead and just come up and play with some of these ideas down here. So the letter D is sort of like half an O, or like half a letter B as well. So I'm going to really quickly, I've got little dots like sketchbook here, and that helps me get straight lines and just to compose the work correctly. So we've got the letter D here, and that's nothing special, but I'm looking at the sort of the negative space within the letter D as well, just to see what there is, if there's anything that I can do in there. Now I know that we've got some like mountains here, so we could play on the mountain side of things, so I'm just going to draw some really bad mountains up here as well. So you create some mountains as like a mood board reference thing, so we're just really quickly sketching these in. The idea of creating a design is the foundation of everything you work on. So you can have something that works really well, but the idea has to work well at the start, if that makes sense. So if something looks cool but doesn't work, then it's not going to work very well, is it? So down here, the letter D, we could do like a mountain ridge at the top, you know, for the letter D, bring it down, do it sort of like that. This looks pretty bad and rough. It's all about creating things and not being scared about making it bad. So if you come up with a bad idea, that is absolutely fine. You will come up with a good idea soon. So the way that I'm working around this is in the inside, I'm creating, you know, the letter D within the negative shapes. And this could be more of an illustrative logo right there. And the way to show whether the logo works is to always fill it in really roughly. And the pencil that I'm using here is just a black wing. I like to use these ones as the graphite on them is really smooth. But you can use any old pencil for this, really. So there's another idea out just like that. So we've got the letter D here, we've got some mountains there. What else is there over here? There's a lot of beer and stuff, but I don't think I'll do a logo with beer. We can go for like a script style and see what we come up with. So this is like a script letter D over here, and see how that works. And again, this is nothing really fancy. It's just creating a letter D for Denver. And like, I've only been here for a couple of days, but I've had so much amazing food, and it is cold and snowy and stuff, so we could like play on ice or snow, colouring them in, see what we come up with. And you notice I'm not an illustrator at the minute. Being an Adobe Illustrator just gives you too many options. I mean, you could say the same with pencil and drawing, but you're a lot freer out here to create designs, and you're not full of distractions. You just got pencil and paper. You're just there to write the letter D, you know? So, okay, let's try ahead with a new idea. I've got no mood boards out here, but in Denver there's mountains, there is snow, there is also sunshine, but there's also icicles outside on cars and stuff like that. So again, ice. I want to go for something to do with ice. So let's try and create something bad here. So we're going for like a proper fast moving letter D here for Denver. I don't want to go for DC because I know it's Denver, Colorado, but like a lot of you know, the DC comic books and stuff, you've got to be careful. A lot of people have DC logos out there. So this logo could have like, you know, eyes coming out the bottom of it, like as a simple illustration. The letter D, I mean it could look like a letter P as well. I mean you guys can't see that on there. So move the eyes over to the right maybe. And maybe have like the mountains up here, coming down. See how easy it is just to come up with something? So it's like mountain ice, and the logo could be cool. We could have like, I know it's supposed to be simple and stuff and work as an icon, but I just can't get over, you know, the other inspiration that I've seen, or the inspirational pieces that I've seen here. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is, now we've got a few ideas, I'm gonna choose the one with the mountains on top and the ice on the bottom. We're gonna go into Illustrator and basically fix this up and make it new and better and vectored and stuff like that. Okay, so now that we've actually drawn out the idea, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it into Illustrator. Normally I would go ahead and take a picture of it and scan it in and put it into Illustrator, but this is pretty a simple logo design idea. So I'm gonna use a font for this one just to start us off. So I'm gonna get the letter D out here. So we've got the letter D in Futura. Everyone likes a bit of Futura. Who doesn't like Futura? We could choose Arial Bold as well, because that's a very bold D too. We could go for like a copper plate look as well. So that's pretty cool. And that's more like, that's probably more like what I was looking for with the sort of like wide D. But we've got to get rid of those serifs there on the end. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of these other two Ds right here. And we're going to get rid of the character panel. So I'm going to duplicate that D, move it over here, outline this one, and we're going to get rid of those serifs by simply cutting it off like so. We can cut that off by using the shape builder tool like this. Now we've got some mountains up at the top of the ridges, so we can go ahead and pen those in. But again, I'm going to copy the D just to make sure we can use it again later. In vectors, you can just copy everything and make sure that we've got everything working correctly, you know. And I'm just going to go ahead and letter these in, or kind of do my best to get them to fold around the D, like so. And that looks kind of strange, so we can edit these. Maybe stop the roundness so much. Move this mountain over to the right a bit. Move this one to the right. We've got a bit of a weird curvature here, so we can like change the curves right here, maybe make it a bit more curvy, just to go for it like that. And then at the bottom, we can go ahead and create some ice, and we can do that in a couple of different ways. Get the ice to come down here, find an anchor point here, and attach them together. Awesome. Now up here, we're going to go ahead and make some changes to this too. We're going to duplicate this, and then we're going to unite it all together to see what it looks like. And then over here, I'm going to go ahead and round this part off, just to give it a nice little round D. And maybe over here, I'll round this too, just to have those rounded off. And what I'll do now is, on a new layer, I'm going to create some definition by making these sort of white strokes in the mountain peaks. And again, we're not coming up with anything groundbreaking. We're just trying to get an idea out there just to see if it works. If it doesn't work, we're all good. And there's a few more things that we can do to improve it, like the eyes could be made a bit better. Now obviously this logo isn't ready to go, and it's a bit of a crude idea, but when it comes to creating ideas for designs, it's important just to be able to get them out and just to do them super quick. Don't be afraid to create something bad. Now, you know, this idea, as I say on most of my critiquing channels, I say you've got a great idea, like the concept, but it's not being done correctly, or it's not, you know, you haven't done it yet. It's not finished, it's not there. And this is the same for this logo. It's just a really strange one. You know, we could change the color to blue. Not sure what the Denver colors are, to be honest, but change it to blue, and we've got like a blue logo right there. And the idea from Sketch into Illustrator to create the logo is there, and you could give that to a client, or you could like expand on that. But the main thing that we have is that we've got 4 ideas, no 6 nearly, on paper that we can use and give to the client. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you all come up with some great logo ideas. Let me know your thoughts down below. But also this video is sponsored by FreshBooks. FreshBooks is an online invoicing company that I use to send invoices, to track my expenses, and to also get paid faster. I use FreshBooks to send my email invoices, and I also track every expense that I have for my business, and it's all on the cloud. There's a smartphone app. It is really easy to use. You can send late payment fees, automatic reminders, and probably one of the best features that you get in FreshBooks is that when a client has viewed an invoice that you have sent, it will tell you that it has viewed the invoice, so there is no confusion. You know when someone's received it, and you know when someone's not paying you on time. If you'd like FreshBooks for completely free for 30 days, risk completely free, then you can click that link down below in the description. You'll get 30 days of FreshBooks for completely free, but make sure you tell them how you heard about them, and that was through me, Will Patterson, on this channel. If you haven't already, press that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon.